Imagine not having I was born here. Oh, so
when did you last go to Punjab?
Yeah, so how is he talking about matters that you understand what I'm saying? I was born in Pakistan. I came here in 1989.
And no wonder he's so offended now.
No, but listen, I came here in 89. I was 4 years old. So I've gone to nursery, primary, everything here. You get me? Like,
oh, it makes sense now.
But in my life, there's been periods that I've gone to Pakistan. I lived there for a year and a half, 2 years. You get me? So I've experienced it on the ground.
They're too cozy.
Where I live here, you see on the ground where I live, in my village, there's thousands of Hindus. There's a tribe. They live like, you know, I live in a desert area, yeah? And they have tents, they live in tents, you get me? And they are migrating people. So they'll go from here to there, you get me, depending on the season, the weather. And nobody has ever heard of an incident where one of them has been persecuted or lynched or anything.
Where's your connection?
Just because he's never heard of it. Just because he's never heard of it.
Right, exactly. Good answer.
I'm a dual national.
Good answer.
I hold 2 passports.
When did you come to the UK?
89. I was 4 years old. I was a kid. But I was born in Pakistan. I hold a
Right, now
passport.
he's got one over on me. All
I've
right.
got 2
But
passports.
your beef with him is that he called Pakistan a shithole, right?
Yeah, and today he clarified he wasn't talking about the country or the people, he was talking about the government, and I said cool.
Yeah, he did that. We did
So I
that on
said
the live
cool.
stream, right?
But in the beginning he wasn't saying that. He was saying that
I know, and I
said, bro,
called him
don't
on it.
be
I called him on
shit.
it because he did it on the live stream, and I said, "You mean the?" And he admitted it was the government, but he should say the government shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know.
But today, even in front of you, I've highlighted cases where what he's saying about the persecution is not true, right?
My language
Because I've been on the ground. He has never been on the ground in Pakistan, and he hasn't been in India since he was 8. And he's in his late 40s or early 40s or whatever.
He's been
And he hasn't been there since he was 8.
He stereotypes a lot.
Exactly. You need to stop calling him out, man. Come on, allow the brother.
Yeah, but he's a catalyst, right? So he's a catalyst. So he starts the argument.
Yeah.
He
I see what I know
he
is
doesn't
Raj,
finish the
yeah?
argument, but he
He loves
starts the
attention.
argument.
This guy loves attention, you get me? Like, you know, every time I come on the video with the light, yeah, it comes
But
smashing
actually,
it.
listen, that's good.
This guy loves
That's good,
attention.
right?
He's a
In a sense,
big
this guy, he starts it. This guy comes up and finishes it by saying his point. This guy's great. He'll finish the point about Pakistan.
But the good thing is, we have to be like calm, you get me? The first time I came, I was a bit hot-headed.
Yeah, great. Attack the opinion, not the person.
It was a bit.
Yeah, come on.
Drunk.
No, I was high. You know, I was high, yeah? I do night shift, innit?
No, you.
Early morning, so that day I came straight from a shift and I had them on.
Everybody was convinced you were going to twat him.
I would have hit him. I'm not stupid.
What does that do?
Get this, bruv. You got Saad debating him on Pakistan right
Deflect,
now.
brother. I deflect.
Understanding of the way you see India as a battleground for civilizations. Sunil Kulkarni makes his point in the book, The Idea of India, where he says there are 2 conflicting views. One of them is that India has been a fertile plain where different civilizations battled for hegemony, and the other view is that the civilization has fostered rich cultures, and what has been unique and strong about that part of the world is not that it has been conquered by every nation, but rather every nation that came to it was assimilated and made as part of it. Because we see statues of Shiva and Krishna in the Hellenistic period of Greek presence in India, and what we see is that they're muscular and they have that Greek style of athleticism. We have other points in period in which they have a slight Chinese touch. We see this in Central Asian miniatures as well. Because the Central Asians got their paperworking skills and artwork from China, they have very oriental features in the artwork.
Our subcontinent that we're from, the South Indian subcontinent we're from here, is a very diverse group of people.
Yeah, and it's not ethnically homogenous. These are unique people.
It's been invaded by many people like Alexander the Great over the ages. The Mongols invaded it. Genghis Khan, Timur-Lane, what do you call them? The ones that you hate.
Oh, the Mughals.
Yeah, the Mughals have it.
But you know
all these people have invaded.
The Mughals are only one because
Yeah, the Islamic conquest started in the 10th century.
1526, Babur came from Valley of Fergana through modern-day Uzbekistan. He had the Battle of Panipat, in which he established himself in.
There were 2 battles.
Can we talk about something in the future? I'm gonna give you a subject, and I'd love to talk to someone. Ghazwat al-Hind.
Yeah.
Do you know what that Ghazwat al-Hind is?
My knowledge of Islamic history, eschatology is very limited.
So this
I don't know much about
This is a
it.
very important prophecy. Yeah? What happened was that there's a prophecy that is supposed to be quite good. Some people don't believe it, some people do.
Yeah.
And the prophecy was from Muhammad, obviously, and it was that
Yeah.
India, specifically India, would be completely Islamic.
It could be one day.
Yeah. And so, you're mad that's gonna happen.
It could be one day. It could be one day.
As in, Do you mind if I?
You never know.
How are you going to get rid of us?
You might convert it.
You're mad they're going to convert. I ain't paying that bullshit jizya.
You
You're
might pay
mad.
it, man. But if you convert, you don't have to pay.
I'm not converting.
If you
So the thing
convert,
is,
you
hold
don't
on,
have to
hold
pay.
on. So there's a prophecy here. There's a
Alright, but
prophecy.
listen, I'm collecting that jizya.
Hold on,
today.
that
You
prophecy. That
Pull it out,
prophecy.
man. Give me the
That
fucking
prophecy.
jizya.
I'll give you some connect for
Alright, tell him to pay the jizya, man.
There's a prophecy here that is still very
You want some of
prevalent
that
in
shit today?
Pakistan, which is
When I
that
go to the shop, buy
there's Ghazwat
something.
al-Hind, which is that Hindustan will be fully Islamic. So I believe that the reason why they kept
You
on
see,
going
even
into
that
India,
name, I can't mess with that
going
name.
into
Hindustan,
India,
that means
yeah,
Hindu land.
going into India, there was this prophecy that was trying to be fulfilled. And the Pakistanis Google it, still believe this prophecy is not being fulfilled because India is not fully Islamic.
Yo, get me on this. Big up to my forefathers, my great granddads and all that, and all of their cousins and everyone that fought for my country and my homeland. You know, I'm happy that we got it, bro. You see that name he just mentioned, Hindustan. Imagine if I was still living under the banner of that, brother. Ah, thank God
I'm
letting me
saying
get
that that's what
Pakistan.
they called it.
No,
I'm not calling it
everyone learn the name of Pakistan, yeah? Paki. Paki means clean, yeah, and land, stan, yeah? You know what I mean? Pakistan, clean land, brother, for the Muslims, you get me? So we could determine our own future. That's what we got, brother. And you're still talking about minorities. The minorities getting treated so good, Sad. When you go in Pakistan or the stories you heard in Pakistan, have you ever heard of minorities being lynched the way he's talking about?
Personally, I haven't heard, but I know of very few cases.
Exactly.
But I'd like to just make a broader
He
point.
made a number of like something like 60 something in 20 years.
Yeah.
And I said, brother, there's a 250 million population in Pakistan.
Yeah.
That number is very minuscule.
Can I just respond to the earlier point? Personally speaking, I'm not well versed in Islamic eschatology or matters of religion. I just wanted to make a more general historical point.
But the only reason I need to bring this up is that I always could not understand what this obsession with India by the Islamic conquest, because they kept on coming from the 10th century and they kept on coming in until I read the prophecy. Until I read the prophecy Ghazwat al-Hind. And the prophecy, because it's still not been fulfilled, Pakistan is still on military kind of like, let's just say, kind of a military conquest mode. If you listen to some of the rhetoric of some of the scholars,
we're fighting the war on terror in
they
North
will go on about
Pakistan.
Ghazwat al-Hind.
We've got the border against India. Them lot are trying to give us all the time. We've got a border with Iran, where the insurgents that want a free Balochistan state are bombing into Pakistan every day. Like we've got war on every side, you know. So what are you talking about?
You must face that Jedi.
Come on, man, stand up straight, Raj, man.
Come on, man, don't be a Jedi.
Listen, no, you know where the crowd is pushing me.
I know, but you're doing what Jedi normally does.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, so I don't know where he's on, bro. We have to be a military state. We have to build up our military. Same way the rest of the world is. Look at America and China and Russia and all these countries. Do you see them slowing down their military progress at all? No, they don't. Everyone's there to do further advance themselves in the skies. They're sending satellites up there and everything. We sent our first satellite into the sky, into orbit, about 2-3 months ago, I would say, Pakistan, you get me? So we're making progress. So I don't know what he's on. The only one point he's got to make is about blasphemy.
Who makes China weapons? China's weapons? Chinese. Who makes Russian weapons?
The Russians, yes.
Who makes American weapons? America.
Yes.
Who makes Pakistan weapons?
We make our own weapons. No. Right now we make our own weapons.
Millions of
Okay, before.
The whole war on terror is because of America.
Brother, 1 second. What point are you trying to make with that statement? First of all, what point are you making with the statement?
But you're saying we're doing our own thing. Yeah. You're buying all your shit
Over 800 years.
In the past.
You know.
I'll let you finish and then I'll speak.
He said there wasn't even a million people.
You want me to speak now? Or are you gonna keep talking and then not let me talk?
It was a question.
So I'm saying, can I speak and answer that the way I want to answer it? Or are you gonna keep determining the way I should answer it and everything?
Do you mind if I just come on? I can't hear myself.
So
Could you explain something in? Go on. Yo, go on, what were you saying? Go on.
Because you listed the 3 countries.
Yeah.
Perfect. 3 countries.
Yeah, shall I answer? Can I answer now? The statement I made was that Pakistan sent its first satellite in orbit by itself. Another thing we have started doing is co-making weapons with China for the last 10 to 15 years.
And America. You not got American tanks.
we don't.
You not got American
Are you
tanks.
listening? I'm
not lying though.
Okay, can I speak? Or are you going to keep throwing facts and stuff like that in there? Can I talk?
Like what I'm saying isn't true.
I'm making a statement, so you're not going to hear the full statement, or you're going to keep just adding stuff in. So what I just said is, we have been making weapons together with China for the last 10 to 15 years. We have never made weapons with the Americans. We have bought weapons off the Americans and tanks and everything. I'm not saying we haven't. Americans have never given us nuclear weapons, you know. So where do we get that from? The Americans.
Oh, that's interesting.
Thank you, brother. Let me carry on now. 1 second. Let me carry on now. The first ever shotgun. 1 second, bro. Listen, innit? The first ever shotgun in the world that you could hold and would shoot around corners was developed in Pakistan by Pakistanis, and let me know about that. On top of that, we have developed like a JF-17 one of them fighters with China. Yeah, we've made so many weapons ourselves, brother. Cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, long-range missiles. Tell me.
Where did Pakistan get the nuclear weapons from?
My turn.
We got I think, from my knowledge and what I've heard about it, I would say the knowledge was given us from China, something like that. But then our own scientists developed it themselves, because we have got amazing scientists from Pakistan, and they spread out around the Western world as well. You know what I mean? Our scientists, like, they're everywhere.
Eventually, everyone's going to get nuclear weapons. Eventually, everyone.
I doubt it, brother, because the powers to be will not let that happen.
So let me ask you then. So you said Pakistan developed their own nuclear weapons, yeah? How come Iran's not being let to build their own nuclear weapons?
Because they know, you see, the powers to be, like we just spoke about, the Western world, they will not let them have it.
Why they let Pakistan?
We done it without them knowing. Did you hear what they said? We done it without them knowing.
You said it.
You heard what they said.
Tells everyone.
Are you hearing what I said? Are you hearing what they said?
A second ago you agreed with me. Now
America don't control my country at all, brother.
Pakistan's been infected by America.
America might control some politics.
Bro, look,
Influence some
let me tell you
politics.
something.
Listen, are you
You're a
listening?
country
They might
in the
influence some politics in
I didn't even get
Pakistan.
to say anything, man.
You've been saying a lot of stuff, adding stuff
Not
in,
really,
man.
not
Yeah,
really,
because you're
bro.
saying, oh, you buy weapons from them. That's all. Like, you're run by America. How we run by
No,
America,
because
bro?
look, earlier, let me just clarify.
Yeah.
Earlier, you said you listed the 3 countries.
I did, or you listed them?
You did. You listed.
One second, Mr. Rax, yeah? You know when he jumped in, yeah? You know he listed them things, and I agreed with him every time. He goes, who makes it? America. I was like, yeah, they make their own weapons. He listed them, and now he goes, you listed them. You can replay that later and watch it yourself, yeah? Okay, carry on.
No. So the conversation
You
started.
came in and said like that, yeah.
I wasn't even in at this point. You started the conversation by saying that, look, we should be able to defend ourselves and build up a military. The US does it, Russia does it, China does it. And then I made the point
I
that
didn't say that. You said
you bro, that's on the camera as well then.
No, but after
so
you said about
listed
they
the
make their own
3
weapons, right?
Okay, but let me just finish. So you said the perfect 3 countries who buy from no one else. They develop everything themselves. Pakistan is not like that. You just
what's your
can't.
point?
My point is that you lot are being controlled. Your policy is completely.
When I said that we are starting to make
you
it.
asked me what my point is. Your policy, particularly your foreign policy and your military policy, is completely
Where are
dictated
you
by
from
the.
anyway?
Oh, bro, see, that's where it gets dread.
You would have to have some.
Listen to the message, not the messenger.
Where are you from?
Don't matter where I'm from, bro. It don't matter.
What kind of heritage do you have?
I beg you, let me finish the point about military policy in Pakistan.
I would have to rebuttal you then.
I'm one person.
For me to give you a rebuttal, let me know where you're from or where your heritage is from, so I can critique your military.
Bro, it doesn't matter where
It
you're
does
from
matter,
or where
right?
I'm from.
Because you're critiquing
Oh,
my
you're
one.
not serious,
Because
man. If you're not going to let me
So
finish.
you're not serious because you don't want to state where you're from.
They've got agents in every
What
government.
does that have to do with Pakistani military policy, my
Because you're
man?
critiquing mine and I can show you how mine will be better than yours.
Bro, if you was white,
be better than
anything,
yours.
and you're telling me
It'll be
about
better than yours.
Pakistani foreign policy,
It'll be
I'll
better than
still
yours.
have
I'll
the
tell you
same.
that now. So
Oh,
stay
it
where
ain't
you're
a
from.
competition, man. It's facts, bro. It's
Because that's
facts.
the way you came, like a competition. Oh, you're controlled by America. Is that a competition
you
for
feel
And
like
you're
it's a
not.
competition-
And your country's not. What country are you from?
Do you know what? The Zionists control a lot of stuff.
Oh, no, don't
you're
go there.
quite-
Don't
What I'm
go
saying
to
is, why can't he
Zionists.
let me know where he's from? But he wants to know where I'm from and speak about my
His
country.
point being that it's irrelevant where he's from.
Why not? I need to know your policies too, right? You need to critique my policies. Let me know your policies.
I see what you're getting. So he's
That's what
saying
I'm saying.
he may be coming from a
I can't
subjective
come to
opinion,
you.
but he
Where
did
you
say he
from,
was.
sir? Where you from?
I'm from Ireland originally.
Okay, if I came to you and said the Irish have got this wrong, they got that wrong. You need to know where I'm from and how I've got this.
Not really. Not
Let me
really.
tell
I
you,
just
come on, bro.
I break down the
I
facts
could be a
of what
hypocrite. I could be a
statements.
hypocrite and making you not do it, and I'm doing it myself.
But
You understand what I mean?
I break down the facts
You're
of
talking to him
statements.
about it.
No, I'm just
No,
asking his
keep it
opinion
going
about
through.
I was just asking his opinion. You get me?
Bro, let me
But
just tell
it's
you.
not like a
Are you
one-to-one,
Muslim?
everyone
Are you
can
Muslim?
speak. Yeah.
Does it matter if Muhammad was an Arab?
No.
No, it doesn't matter what I am.
I'm
Don't-
not asking you
Don't
like,
worry
in that
about
way.
people's
I'm asking about your
nationality.
government and
No,
what your
because I'm
military does.
serious about this.
So are we worried about? So
Bro, I
when you
think
came
you
to me,
need to
was we
say
talking about
something.
nationality?
Let me just say
Is that what we were
something.
talking about before?
I don't care what you are, and you shouldn't care what I
So
am.
what was we talking about?
We're going by
What
facts.
are you talking
Let's
about?
look at facts.
Weapons, yeah?
Let's look at facts.
The weapons, yeah?
Why policies are made
What
in
we
the
talking about?
country.
Weapons. Purchasing weapons from America. That's what we're talking about,
I'm
right?
about to tell you.
Okay, go on.
Just let me go. We're talking about policies. That's a bit bright for me.
I
Man.
heard you speak before.
That's a bit too bright. I can't even see anything. We're talking about policy. Why the leaders in countries make certain decisions. Why they invest millions, sometimes billions, into certain things. It's simple as that, bro. Some people have put the equipment there, or some people have made sure the policies go through. Pakistan, as you agreed with me rightfully, their policies are almost entirely dictated by America. Bro, this is fact. George Bush was in cahoots with the Pakistani government, yeah? And so, the reason I brought up Iran, no one wants Iran to get a nuclear deal. They're happy to have a Pakistani nuclear deal. Why?
Did we have a nuclear deal?
Because they're like that with America.
Answer that question.
Because they're like that with America.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
You said they developed it.
We never had a nuclear deal.
You said they developed it.
They never wanted us to have nuclear weapons. Let me know in one.
I suppose the question would be,
They ain't pushing it against it like they are against what Iran wants.
You finish, and
I just made that
can I
point.
make one point?
Did you hear that point?
Go on.
Yeah, basically, I remember when Pakistan developed nuclear. 98, wasn't it? They had their first nuclear weapon. But there was, I suppose, the point was, but there was no embargo placed on Pakistan. But yet, were there?
Well, I don't know. I'm hearing two different facts now.
Such as
Sanctions and all that stuff.
what sanctions were placed on Pakistan?
Well, like probably trade-wise, isn't it?
What do you mean probably though? What are we talking about? Probabilities or facts?
It's a guaranteed, isn't it? It's a guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed.
Because
I think
the point is-
America.
How is a probability guaranteed?
Are you going to let me speak, brother? Or are you going to keep adding
Going by what you're saying.
Yeah. And what you said, you haven't brought up no facts so far today at all. You just-
Probabilities and likelihoods.
So you listen, yeah. So far, we know that if any country tries to develop nuclear weapons in the world, yeah, they either get like agreed, and America will say it's
Yeah,
cool,
exactly.
or they will say no.
And they agreed with Pakistan.
Where's that statement?
Because they're the best
Where's
friends.
the papers?
They sell the
Where's the
weapons.
papers for that?
They sell the
Where's the
weapons
papers
and
for that? Where's the papers for that? There should be out in
But
open,
use
right?
your head. If the
That should be
American
out in open,
government,
right?
if the American
I think it
government
was-
should
That be out in
cooperate
open.
with the Pakistani government and sell them large
Alright, cool,
amounts
we
of
got it,
weapons.
don't it? Yeah, we got that shit. Alright, cool.
You see what I'm saying?
see, we got it
Bro,
now.
I'm not insulting your country. Don't
I'm saying
ever
we've
get
got
it
it.
twisted.
I'm saying we've got
But
it
we
now.
have to go by facts. Pakistan is not an independent country, unfortunately. It's a slave to America.
You reckon that?
You have to go by facts, bro.
I will tell you now,
Where the
yeah.
money goes,
Listen
where
to
it
what I'll tell
comes
you now,
from.
yeah.
Follow
I'll
the
tell you
money
now.
trail.
I'll tell you now. Hey, listen.
So he started it, yeah? I didn't start this. He said the point, we should defend ourselves, we should build up a military like the USA, Russia and China. Use three
all the
independent
people do.
countries.
Superpowers
China
in the world.
are in complete control of the military, Russia's in complete control of its military, and America's in complete control of its military. They don't. Oh, get out of here, man. So all these countries, conspiracy theories, man. So,
Let's leave Zionism out of it.
So the point is, yeah, all these countries develop, put billions into their own weapons. That's why my simple point was, Pakistan is not like that.
I agree with you.
They have to
But
rely on
listen, you keep arguing on
America.
the wrong
The same
point.
way Israel
I agree with
rely
you.
heavily on
What
America.
did I say? I said, I understand that we did buy a lot, but what I said to you, this day and age, yeah, and I said to you, now we're starting to govern ourselves, and now we're starting to make our own weapons this day and age now. You're talking about previously. I'm saying now, and I'll give you an example of the shotgun and certain stuff that we've been inventing ourselves. You understand? So we've got a very good arms manufacturing force in Pakistan right now, and there's a lot of stuff that's been invented and made at home.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. But the thing is, Israel make their own. You have a.
Yeah, but we're lacking. I'm not saying we're there. We're lacking in that
Sure,
regard,
sure.
and we're trying to catch up to the rest of the world.
Until then, I just wanted to make
trying to
clear.
catch up.
I just wanted to make clear to everyone, just off your statement, that if Pakistan is doing anything, best believe American investment is there.
Not anymore.
But you said we're getting there. Until then,
And I said it was before. A lot of investment.
but you're saying you're getting there. But trust
We are
me,
getting
American investment doesn't just leave like that. Bro, we're talking about the most important.
$250 billion. They said we're not giving you the other day. They said we're not giving that.
Right, okay. I'll give you an example. Israel initially were completely bankrolled and funded by America. All Americans. Okay, but okay.
As a Pakistani, I don't consider them even as a state.